So what is the treatment of bone cancer if somebody is diagnosed with a bone cancer? What are the treatment options? Or many people ask me when they are not aware that if cancer is diagnosed, is amputation the only solution? Whether it will give a better control of the disease as compared to limb salvage surgery. And nowadays the buzzing thing is about the limb salvage surgery. So let me go through this topic one by one. So when we talk about the advances in the treatment of bone tumors, a lot of things have changed in the past. Especially the last 2 or 3 decades have seen tremendous development in various modalities. What specifically has grown is the chemotherapy, what we see, the new drugs which acts at very specific points where it can kill the tumor cells while preserving the normal body cells. Use of radiation therapy where we can precisely kill the cells of the tumor. Better understanding of the genetic and disease biology. Then we have more precision surgeries. We can use even computer navigation and robotics and achieve better cuts, better resection of these tumors. And very important, the availability of these prostheses. Previously, these prostheses used to cost a tremendous amount of money, and many people would not afford that. But now we have all these indigenous implants and tumor prostheses which are even made in India, and it is making it very much possible for people across the globe to travel to India to avail these facilities, because if we compare the cost to developed countries, it is almost 1/10 of the cost what it costs there. So it is not just one factor that has led to the improvement in these situations, but I would say it is a multidisciplinary team approach in handling these tumors that has led to successful outcomes. And mostly this team, what constitutes the tumor board, comprises of your orthopedic oncologist, who is the team lead. Then you have your medical oncologist, who is in charge of the drugs, the chemotherapy, the radiation oncologist, who is in charge of the radiation therapies. Then for right diagnosis, you need a good musculoskeletal pathologist, a good radiology team, and then for rehabilitation, the dietitian, the psychologist. So it's a combined team effort that leads to the overall success and outcomes in the treatment of these tumors. So like I said, there are many myths that whether the treatment of bone cancer is amputation. So no, the answer is absolutely no. In more than 90% of the cases, we are able to do limb salvage surgery. Only in cases which are advanced at presentation, where it has involved the bone, soft tissue, nerves or vessels, or come out, or it is wrongly performed surgery. Somebody has done a wrong surgery in a cancer, they have done a cleaning type of procedure like we do in infection. Then only this contamination where we have to think of amputation. Otherwise, if the patient has presented in a virgin state, the limb salvage is possible in more than 90% of my cases. Very important part that still I feel people should be made aware of is that the prognosis in sarcomas is not a hopeless situation. Pre-chemotherapy era, the chemotherapy started in 1970s. Prior to that, even for a tumor, suppose if there was a cancer in the foot, people would amputate, say, below knee or above knee. But still survival was very poor. Because now we know with the understanding that these tumors are not just a localized disease. These are systemic disease. By the time we see the cancer in any part of the body, many a times the cells are circulating in the body, and we need to take care of that also. So with the current multimodality approach, we have seen survival of up to 70 to 80% in non-metastatic cases. What do we mean by non-metastatic cases? So we know that, of course, the success rate depends upon the stage at which the patient presents. When it becomes metastatic, which means the tumor spreads, suppose it started in the distal thigh and now it has gone to lungs or another part of the bone, then of course the prognosis is not as great as when it is just at localized one part. Now you need to take care of other parts as well, and it tells about the disease biology also. So it is very important that these tumors are diagnosed early, and by their presentation it is very much possible, because these are superficial tumors, we should be able to pick them up early and start the treatment as soon as possible to get a good outcome. So just I'll show you with this example that this was a young boy who had, this is the tibia, our leg bone, and if you see, this is the upper part of the tibia. You see here there is a destructive type of lesion that you see in the proximal tibia. So nowadays, when we have a tumor like this, we do a proper planning, we make a resection, we make a cut beyond the tumor, keeping a normal margin, and then we can reconstruct it with these prostheses. So this is something, a tumor endoprosthesis, which can replace the affected part of the bone. And this is very much easily available and very much affordable for most of the patients. So if we look at this example again, so this was the femur, and we saw that the tumor was involving the distal part of the thigh. So we can plan a 3 centimeter margin. Suppose this was around 15 centimeter. So first and foremost, we plan it properly. We do the proper contrast sequence MRIs. We look all the sequence, whether the joint is involved or not, how much part of the bone is involved. We plan it in millimeters, which portion of the muscle is involved, which portion is preserved. And then we can remove the affected part of the bone by taking a margin all around. It is not that there is a difference how an oncosurgeon manages the case and how an orthopedician manages the case. So this is something which requires oncological principles. So in orthopedic surgery, we are taught that we have to just go on the bone and fix a plate. But a cancer surgery is not like a surgery for trauma or joint replacement where you go on the bone. If this is the tumor here, you have to be beyond it. You have to keep a normal layer of muscles all around when you remove it. So this is something very different, which is done only at by trained orthopedic oncologists at specialized centers. So if we plan to resect it this much, then the next challenge comes about the reconstruction. And I'll show you. So nowadays, what we have all these prostheses. So you can see that this is the part of the prosthesis which replaces the cancerous part of the bone, and it can bend, it can do all the function, it has rotatory function. And nowadays we have so advanced implants that it simulates almost like our normal knee. Many times people ask about the function. What function will we have? So I always counsel them that of course you will have almost like a normal function with some restrictions, like you have to avoid squatting. In terms of Indian perspective, where you use Indian toilet, it is better to switch on to Western toilet, and some lifestyle modification. But as far as your routine activity goes, like walking, your climbing stairs, driving two-wheeler, driving four-wheeler, your recreational activities like dancing, you can do everything. With these new modular prosthesis, it is possible to complete, to do everything, whatever you were desirous. And of course, it is a common sense that some heavy contact sports should be avoided, like playing football with a prosthesis in your leg, and something like going for judo, karate, and all those things, that should be avoided. But your routine work, you can do everything, whether it is in the upper limb or in the lower limb, wherever it is, you can do all your activities. And now it is not just the replacement of one joint, like here you see in this example. So this is our femur, and this young boy who came to me had a tumor, which was, the main tumor was here, but still the changes in the bone were going quite higher up till the upper part of the bone. So in this situation, we can even replace the entire bone. What you see here, this is the femur, which is of full length replaced, and we have used an implant which is of the same size, same length, and replaced it. And this is how it looks on the X-ray, and they have very good function. Most of the times the patients are made to walk from the first or the second post-operative day, When we use implants, they walk with full weight bearing, and usually they are discharged by 5th or 7th day. They have to undergo a rehabilitation process, the physiotherapy, so that the muscles are trained, and because there is a lot of loss of muscles and tissues which we remove as a margin, so they need to undergo a dedicated physiotherapy regimen to come back to their original status. In general, usually it takes somewhere between 4 weeks to 12 weeks by the time people are independent ambulators and they do everything on their own. And it depends upon case-to-case basis. This is also a very interesting question that people always ask. So how can we prevent bone cancer? Is it preventable? So sad to say, so far the answer is no. So far we have not reached to the status where we can prevent bone cancer. Unlike other cancer, like you have ovarian cancer where you can have some or in cervical cancers where you can have some vaccines like HPV vaccines, or some prophylactic surgeries in breast cancer based on the genetic mutations. But of course, the advantage what nature has given us is that any musculoskeletal tumor can be identified at an early stage, unlike what we see that most of the lung cancer which present at a very last stage, which present when it is stage 4, it has thrown metastasis. Unlike that, these bone tumors or soft tissue tumors have early presentation with pain or a swelling or a lump, and we need to identify it and act quickly. Like I go to different cities in India and even abroad, where I have this specialty orthopedic oncology specialty clinic, and many times I see situation like this. Like this was a very young boy, and he presented with a huge swelling on his shoulder, size of a football. So of course this doesn't happen in a day or just 1 month, but must have taken a certain time to reach to this status. And this was osteosarcoma. Luckily it was non-metastatic, but the sad part was that in this situation we had to do an amputation because the neurovascular bundle and everything, all the muscles were involved. But we must understand that why it has reached to this state. So we need to create awareness about it in our society, among the general practitioners. Of course, government is doing a lot nowadays, and we have so many cancer centers which are coming up across the country. But just making the infrastructure may not be enough. We need to empower them with experienced manpower as well, so that all these facilities can be started. Training of healthcare system, the doctors at periphery, at the primary health centers, secondary health centers, they should be able to pick up these symptoms early and then refer the patient for management at dedicated tertiary care level centers. So I think a lot has to be done in the sarcoma awareness, and it is with the joint efforts of organizations at individual levels that the things will start moving. And I think it may take some time, but the efforts are already on, and so many organizations, NGOs have come up with different awareness campaigns. And nowadays we have the social media which can spread the knowledge to a majority and can penetrate into the deeper periphery, where everybody can have access and can understand the problem, can identify the problem, and accordingly they can be referred to other center for further treatment. So thank you very much, and if you have any question, any doubts, you can always mail me or you can message me on these numbers.